All right. Not paying attention to the pace of how a potential relationship is moving is one of the biggest red flags that a lot of singles are missing. We're going to talk about it, but before we talk about it,
Hey, we're Terrence and Jill of God-Ordained Union, and we're here to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to help increase God-Ordained Unions.
yes, yes. So if you are new to our channel, welcome. Real brief story of how we met. Um, 2018, I was 48 years old. I got on a dating site, shouldn't have gone on it. That's a whole nother story, but I got on a dating site and I came across Terrence's profile on the dating site. What I didn't know was that he hadn't been on that dating site for years. And so when we say God works in the algorithm, God can make God worked in a dead situation. And so I came across his profile, his outdated profile on the dating site. That was 2018. I was 48 years old. It was almost another year before we met. We started talking outside of the dating site through Facebook. And it was like almost another year after that well, we saw each other because we were long distance. And but after we saw each other 6 months later, Terrence proposed. And 16 months after that, um, we got married. So I was 52 when we got married, and you were
54.
54. And so our story is basically we did not settle, we did not rush things, we moved at a pace that was ordained by God, that was controlled by God. And so, yeah, so on this channel, we encourage you to not settle. I know you might feel like you're getting older and wondering what's wrong and why is God not hearing your prayers? Why is it taking so long? We've been there. We understand wholeheartedly what you feel like. We ain't been married for years and years and years and coming on here giving you this relationship advice. Nah, baby, we can't even say we can give couples advice. We could just tell you what we went through when we were single and single in the waiting room and wandering around, going in circles and cycles.
Especially in the waiting room.
Especially in the waiting room. So you're on the right channel. Please subscribe, turn on your notifications to find out when we do pre-recorded videos like this one, which is twice a week, to find out when we go live, to find out about our private group where we get deep. It's like a group coaching session to find out about our one-on-ones, to find out about our weekly prayer call, to find out about our ebook. Ladies, if you are wondering what's going on with you, you're probably blocked up. Men can be blocked up too, but this ebook was written for the ladies. It could be unforgiveness, it could be soul ties, it could be resentment, it could be generational patterns or curses. It can be a whole bunch of things that are blocking you up. It's not that God is blocking you because he's graceful and merciful. Is that you're blocking you because you're holding on to these things like this. And God is saying, I want to give you your person. I want to give you the abundance I have for you in this lifetime. But you're saying, I want it, but you're holding up, you're blocked up like this. And so you're walking around and these things that you're holding are in your everyday interactions. And so a lot of prospects can't see you. A lot of the energy that you're carrying is repelling people away. And so yes, so please get the ebook. Also to
Well, baby, put a pin in that just for a second.
okay.
Because I want to do this more often than not now. Fellas, get the ebook. I know she wrote it for women. I really do. But in this on this channel, we also recognize the fact that men and women don't speak the same language sometimes. And there's big difference in what we mean versus what we're saying. So getting the ebook, reading it will help you have a little bit better understanding in your future conversations of what she may be meaning from the words that she speaks and maybe even giving you a better way of describing what it is you're actually trying to get across to her, to put you guys in a more closer understanding of each other, so you don't have communication as an issue.
Yes.
So get the book.
Yes. And it could apply to you again, males, men, you
Absolutely.
blocked up too.
Absolutely.
You're blocked up too. So, but the ebook was written for the ladies. Because it was written by me, it wasn't written by Terrence. So, to find out about all of that, you can go down to the description of this video, and you'll see the link to our website, www.godordainedunion.com, and it'll take you there. And you can find out all about all of that good stuff. Also, follow us on IG and TikTok. That's the behind the scenes. That's what we do every day. So if you want to get to know us a little bit, because we do, we do got a life. It's not just here, but to find out a little bit more about us personally, we want to get to know you personally, and we can do that. We can definitely do that on other platforms. And so, yeah, we look forward to meeting you, coming out DMs and all of that. Introduce yourself. That's what we go back and forth in DMs and stuff with a lot of our subscribers.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this topic is long overdue, and we've been sitting on it for a while. And I'm gonna tell you why we got to talk about it is because a lot of our subscribers are sending us email. This is what they're saying. I met this guy, and men are saying this too, because men have always said this. But the females are now saying, some of the females are saying, some of the women are saying, I met this guy and I don't even know if I'm attracted to him, or I could be attracted to him, but he's moving aggressively fast. He's moving aggressively fast, and it is scaring me. Now, we did a video a couple of days ago where we talked about how men string you along. And so pace is huge. You can tell a lot about the prospect or the potential of a relationship based on the pace. But we got to definitely talk about this aggressiveness, because we see it all the time with women trying to rush men into marriage, and we're seeing it now with men. We've had several situations with women who've come to us in the last couple of months and said, I feel like he's moving too fast. So I'm going to turn it over to my husband, because he's been, for the last couple of days, he's been digging deep and writing notes, because I think our son was on live last week.
He was on our live last week, and guess what? He asked everybody. He asked the question right on the live. Why are women trying to pressure him into getting in a relationship faster than he want to move, and them getting to know each other?
Yeah. So
all right. It's definitely happening.
Yes. So husband, take it away.
So I'm going to go ahead and put this out there, okay? My foundational scripture. I want you to know this up front, okay? And the foundational scripture is in Amos 3:3. And it says, can two walk together unless they have agreed to do so?
Wow.
Can two walk together unless they have agreed to do so? That is our foundational scripture, because we're getting ready to hit something that's very, very important, okay? So we're going to take this slow. We're going to be as methodical as we can, okay? So first of all, not considering the pace is a huge, huge mistake that a lot of singles are missing. Why is that? Because the pace is not just about you going a certain pace, the other person's going a certain pace. It's really more about you two being in sync with each other. You two being on the same sheet of music with each other. You two are aware that you're doing something together at the same time with the same investment, the same intentions. So you know you're with the person that has more in common with you than what you think. Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to help. Knowing that you two are in sync is going to help you understand that you're not in this by yourself. You're in this with somebody that is also considering your feelings.
Yeah.
They're considering your emotions. They're considering the pace that you're going, the
Right.
pace that you want to go. And they're saying, you know what? If I have to adjust to match your pace, that's what I'm going to do, because I really want to be with you and I need to make sure I'm doing my part. And look, here's the thing. One person can't set the pace.
Right. So it could be a pace could be you it say if y'all meet each other in January and by May y'all get married.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the issue. The issue is that being out of pace with one another.
Mm-hmm.
Is one is rushing that May date,
Mm-hmm.
and the other is like, wait, I'm just trying to get to know you.
Right.
That's
right.
the issue. That's the red flag.
Right. Right.
It's not being in sync.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's what I want you to remember about this. Okay. Pace that is in sync is the rhythm that y'all create naturally together. Okay. You're going to create this together. Okay. And I'm going to use some analogies as I go, but I want to make sure I set the foundation first. Now, why is that important? I'm going to repeat what I just said. The reason why it's important is because you want to know that you're with somebody that is considering what you thinking, what you want, what you're desiring. Okay. And also really considering even where you are in your life. You might be at a point in your life where you need to go slow. You might be at a point in your life where you're thinking, you know what, I really like this person, but have I really healed from my last? And you need to take it slow, or you need to go a certain pace. You need their grace. So you want somebody that's considering where you are emotionally, and so yeah, you got to have, when you don't have someone, or you're not with someone that is on the same sheet of music as you, and you're not considering that, you're not paying attention to that, you're missing some things that's going to tell you up front whether or not that's where you need to put your time and give someone that type of connection to you or opening to you. Mm-hmm. Do you want to waste the next 6-7 months with someone that's not in sync with you, and more importantly, not trying to be in sync with you?
Wow.
Not trying to be in sync with you. Okay. So what does that look like? Okay. When you're with someone that's not in sync, that's somebody that's probably is already talking about the future, and you two ain't even got committed yet. You still hadn't shown your true intentions about what it is you're trying to do, but they're already talking about the future. Okay. You could be with somebody that is trying to get emotional with you or trying to get intimate with you, but y'all haven't even gotten to a point in the relationship or even knowing that you're going in the same direction. You want the same thing. You could be with somebody that's just pulling and dragging you along, and you feel like you ain't got no say. So you're already out of control. This person is already consuming your time. This person is already trying to control everything that you're doing, ordering you around, moving you around. And you feel like, do I really want to be with this person long term? You feel like you're being drugged. You feel like you're being pulled. You feel like you're being pushed. But you feel also like you're not even being considered. What you think don't even matter. How many times have you heard people in relationships talk about that? So you want to catch this in the beginning before you even get to the point to where you're in a committed relationship, where you're invested so much that now you feel like you can't back out because so much time has gone by. So that's why this is important. We want you to understand the importance of ensuring that you and the person that you're with, the person you're trying to get to know, is in sync, or you're building it together. You're creating the sync, the rhythm that you're going to actually move to. Your relationship is going to move to. You're going to do it together.
The funny part is that, those who have come to us, And a lot of them come in the comments as well. But those who have come to us and have raised their concerns and who have asked us our opinion are women who are, closer to 50, and they at one time felt like, I'm getting older. Where's my person? And they came across these guys, and the guys were pouring it on real hard and real aggressive, to the point where offering material things and trips and the women, and it's so funny, none of them know each other, but they were saying kind of the same thing, like, I don't even know if I'm attracted to him, but if they were in a place where they were maybe a couple of years ago, where they were a little bit more pressed to be married, guys know how to play on that, on your quote unquote desperation. But these women are saying, wait a minute, this is a red flag. Like, I feel like I want to be married like tomorrow, but I feel like it feels uncomfortable. And they're starting to see the red flags. And I love that. So yeah.
Yeah. So let me give you a few points that what it should look like, okay, in setting or getting in sync, okay, setting this rhythm that you're going to have together, okay. Number one, it's important to know this. It's not about one person setting the pace. It's not about one person trying to set how you're moving, okay. It's about you both from the very beginning working together. Look, and here's the thing. It ain't even really about the speed. It's about both of you considering what you're building together and what that looks like, of both of you being comfortable with what you're doing. It's like she said in the previous video, it's one of those things where it's not so much about how fast you're going. If he's going slow and he's giving you this very slow move, it's about whether or not you are agreeing to go slow.
Right.
That way you're both are, he's going slow, but so are you. And y'all are in sync, and you're doing this together because it's something you agreed to do. Y'all established to do this together. It ain't one of you trying to rush and the other one is trying to drag along and procrastinate. No, you have agreed. Whatever that sync is for y'all, whatever that rhythm is for y'all, it needs to be mutual.
Whether speed walking down the aisle,
exactly,
or whether it's taking a stroll, like us. Terrence said in the beginning, when we first started talking, he said, I want to take this slow. That was our first agreement that we had. I said, perfect. Slow is perfect.
She said slow is perfect.
Slow is perfect. So at that moment, we established an agreement.
Yes.
We established agreement to take it slow.
We was going to be in sync.
Didn't even know what this even meant. But look, it just we just fell in agreement. We was in agreement.
Absolutely. We was in agreement.
Even if I was 50 years old.
Absolutely.
We just was in agreement. And I was perfectly wholeheartedly fine with that.
Absolutely. And here's number two. It really, really complements what we just said, number one. Number two is you want to be with the person, because a healthy person, because that person, a healthy relationship has two people that's going to ask the other person, are you okay with this? Are we moving at a pace that you're comfortable with? Am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? They're going to ask your comfort level. They're not just going to say, you need to pick the pace up. They're not just going to grab you by the arm and try to pull you faster. They want to make sure that you're okay as well. Well, whatever it is y'all are doing, they want to make sure that you're both in this together.
Yeah.
I remember one time in a conversation with Jill, and again, this ain't me being perfect, but I do remember saying once, I just want to make sure you know you're not in this by yourself. I'm committed too. I'm committed to
Always.
you too. I'm in my feelings right now too. I want to make sure if you're invested in your feelings, I'm invested in my feelings too. I just want you to know that up front so you don't think you're in this by yourself.
Always.
It's
You
just about
always
making
would say
sure we're
that.
both on the same sheet of music. So one person don't feel like, oh my goodness, I'm either you're carrying all the weight or you feel like you're being drugged by somebody that you still don't even know if you want to
You
be in a
still trying to
relationship
get
with.
right, get to know the person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then the next one, number 3, okay? Number 3 is it's going to give you some confirmation. The rhythm that y'all set is going to give you confirmation. When y'all are in sync together, you should feel really at ease. You should feel
Yes.
at peace. Okay. You should feel like you're in harmony together,
Mm-hmm.
like you're at peace. Okay. Why? Because you're both in agreement. You're not where you don't want to be. You're not
Right.
moving at a pace that is too fast or too slow for you. You're actually so this is confirmation. So for some of you that's looking for a sign, this could be one of those signs. Not that it's going to fall off the sky, but you can look back and say, you know what? I really like this.
Yeah.
You know,
My
when
nervous
yeah,
system was at peace with
exactly.
it. I
Exactly. You're
love
not
the
stressed
yeah.
out. You don't feel, anxiety or you don't feel anxious about
Or
something.
obligated
Yeah.
to, you feel okay to just really get to know the person.
Exactly. You don't feel like you're being pulled.
You don't feel like you're being forced or you're being manipulated.
Yes. You feel like we're in sync.
Mm-hmm.
We're in sync, which helps you feel like there is a connection.
Mm-hmm.
There is a connection. And when you're in sync, I can say this for us. I can't say this for everybody, but I do believe as us being in sync, I just felt like the connection was stronger. I felt like I felt the connection sooner probably than later because I felt we were in sync.
And let me tell you something that's deep about this, because out of the many women that has come to us about this, feeling like, they met this person and he's being very aggressive, he's moving real fast, and a couple of them have even gotten proposals that had to be,
Mm.
they had to get their feelings hurt. And thank God that that happened. But what's funny about this is because, a few of those women, they weren't even attracted to the person. The person had all of the things that they, wanted on their list, but they were not attracted to that person. But because the person was moving aggressively fast and flashing all kind of
Mm-hmm.
material things and perks and benefits, it really, it not only made them confused, but it really made them feel uneasy. But this is the funny part. And I want to almost be careful of saying this, but I got to say it. When you're in rhythm, in sync, a person that you're not initially attracted to, because you're in rhythm, it's a whole nother level of attraction that can happen. And I want to, and when I hear these stories, when these women reach out, I'll
Mm-hmm.
be like, dude, you dumb. Because if you had to just played your cards right, if you had to just taking your time and just giving her space to get to know you,
Giving her her time.
giving her her time,
Mm-hmm.
she would have seen your heart.
Mm-hmm.
But because you were aggressive, your heart was foul and out of place.
Mm-hmm. Wrong heart posture.
Wrong heart
Wrong
posture.
intentions.
Wrong intention.
Mm-hmm.
You did not give her a chance to see your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And once you see a person's heart, that's another level of attraction that supersedes physical
Mm-hmm.
attraction. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, this is very important.
Number 4.
Number 4 is very important. Well, all of them are important, but I want to make sure I say this one is very important. Why? Because number 4, this rhythm that y'all are going to create is not going to happen immediately.
It
When you
may
first
not.
meet that person, because you don't know that person yet.
Right.
And you have to realize that you come from a certain upbringing. You come from a certain pace that you've been doing your life. And if you've been single for a while, you may be at a whole nother pace than you were 2 years prior. They come from a different background. They come from a certain upbringing. They come from a pace that they're already comfortable, but they was comfortable. Both of y'all are comfortable being single. Now, when you get together, you got to start including people in those opinions and those ideas
and
and
lifestyle.
so you got to start saying, well, are we going to do this today? We're going to do that.
Yeah, because somebody, it's realistically
Yeah.
somebody, and usually it's the woman, they, especially if you want a time clock, put yourself on a biological clock. The woman
Yeah.
usually wants to say, I want to ring. I want to ring as fast as possible. And the guys usually it's like, well, I'm going to take it, I want to just, slow down a little bit. But now you got to, when you in sync, like you said, you got to now consider both people's fast and slow.
Mm-hmm.
So it might not happen immediately.
Because remember, you still got to build these other things. Trust. You still got to build,
trying to find a connection.
integrity. You're still looking for, whether or not the person is consistent. If a person is trustworthy, if a person is going to be,
values,
their value
beliefs.
systems.
You're still
trying to get to know them. So this is something that y'all are building together from the very first time. Hello, my name is.
Yeah.
You're starting to build that. So you have to, and look, Jill said this all the time, and I used to get tired of it. But guess what? I'm starting to appreciate it. She will say, baby, I just want to check in. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm good. You really okay? Yeah, okay. Then she go back to what she's doing. But in the beginning, I was like, why you always ask me, am I okay? She said, I just want to check your heartbeat. I just want to make sure you're okay. I just want to check your temperature.
Did you eat? Did you?
Yeah, she does that a lot. And then in the beginning, I didn't know how to take it. I was like, why is she always doing this? Again, Marine, grew up in the hood. I'm like, I'm a grown man. Why she keep it? But now I get it. I appreciate it. I look forward I know it's coming. So now it's just like, yeah, I'm good. It took a minute to get used to it and understand it. So yeah, we had to get into that rhythm. So now I appreciate it. I really do. Now,
and wait a minute, don't get it twisted. Because let me be out wherever shopping or whatever. I can almost look at my phone. My husband about to call me, and sure enough, he now be like, "Baby, I'm just saying, are you okay? I'm just wondering,
absolutely,
you good?
Absolutely.
You okay?" So yeah, it takes that part takes a little, but it's like riding a bike. If you're on a bike together, the two of you, it's gonna take a minute. Even on a paddle boat, you first get in a paddle boat together. It's gonna take a rowboat. It's gonna take a minute for you to get in sync together. Yeah, that happens.
And you know what? And I'm glad you just said that, because it takes me not only to number 5, but it helps me share something that we've shared a lot, but it really makes a big difference right here. And that is number 5 is really saying, so what does rhythm look like? Rhythm looks like you're taking a walk. And the reason why I love number 5 is because one of the first things we did was walk around the lake.
Yeah.
And what that does is it tells you right then whether you've known each other for a day, whether you've known each other for 6 months. It tells you right then if y'all are adjusting to one another.
Right.
If y'all are adjusting to one another. Because right then, off the gate, one of you going to have a stride that's different than the other person.
Right.
One of you going to be in front the first couple steps, and then you got to kind of glance over, slow down. One is going to be behind. You look over, you got to pick it up.
Pick it up a little
bit. And together with both of you adjusting, one person didn't have to do all of the adjusting. You both did it. So yeah, that person might be walking just a tad bit faster, but this person over here is walking a tad bit slower. And now they're in sync. And it's like, okay. And look, and if there's any hills like it was when we went walking, that's going to change a couple times because you're going to get to the hill. One person might say, look, I've been running my whole life. I'm gonna attack this hill. And the other person's like, look, you might want to come back and get me because I don't know if I'm gonna make this hill.
And literally, there's times we walked that path and Terrence had to come back and hold my hand and get me. But that goes with,
you're working on that pace. You're working on getting in sync with each other. You're working on, and look, ain't nothing fellas, a woman want to know that she can be protected. Ain't nothing better than you being able to show her on a simple walk that you got her back.
Yeah. The fact that you are moving so aggressively and you have not stopped to consider this is making her feel uncomfortable. This is, I'm moving too fast. And it's like, forget her feelings. I'm going to give her a ring. And she going to make, and that's how guys get their feelings hurt. That's how, because you can't see past your manipulation, because that's what it is. That's what it is.
Now, we've established all of this about getting in sync. So I know what some of you are already thinking. What happens when God moves suddenly? Well, I'm going to tell you. When God moves suddenly and you're in sync, both of you shift. Both of you are comfortable. Both of you are at peace. Both of you know that you can rest in them. It's not when you're in sync and God moves in that relationship, it does not just affect one person. You both feel it. You both it's confirmed with both of you. So you're not going to sit there and say, well, everything was going good until God, moved suddenly. No. If it was going good when he moved suddenly, it's going good while you're moving suddenly, because you're both on the same sheet of music. And God don't do anything without making sure everybody that's involved is taken care of at the same time.
Yeah. So when Terrence proposed, and I always say, I didn't have a chance to be a girlfriend because I thought it was going slow. But it was like, it was a hard yes. It was like, because we were both moving in that direction. We were moving together. So when God shifted suddenly, we both shifted at the same time.
Absolutely.
And it does not have to be, quote unquote, a slow burn. It could be, you meet somebody in July and y'all could get married in September. We've seen it.
Absolutely.
We've seen it on this channel. We've seen someone in our private group. She got married. She met the guy she met him in January. She met him in January. They got married in March. It happened suddenly. But they were both they were both in sync. They were both in agreement with, but there's go ahead, because I don't want you. I wanted to make another point, but I want to wait.
Go ahead and make a point, because I want to go back to something when you finish your point.
The thing is that if you are one of those ones who's pressed to be married, someone who's being aggressive and not considering your feelings and your pace, they're going to play on your desperation. They're going to play on your desperation. And so when they're aggressive like this, they're aggressive, and especially don't let them pull out a beautiful big diamond ring when they're aggressive like this. You're going to fall for it, even when you're not attracted to that person, even when you're not 100% sure. You'll make yourself think that God is doing it.
Thank you for saying that, because that's what I was just about to say, is that because you have planted that narrative in your head, you will have convinced yourself that God is doing this. And that's why you
missed the red flags.
Yes, and you missed it. You missed it.
Yeah. There's no way somebody is going to move in a manner that they do, in aggressive manner that they do, and not consider your deepest feelings and not be able to see they could see it, but they don't care. They just want what they want. And don't let you be a drop dead gorgeous person, because a lot of times these men are doing that because they need you on their arm. They need for their own low self-esteem. So that's where there's a lot of men who think that their money can buy them love. Women are too smart these days. They they saying, wait a minute, this is a red flag. This don't feel right.
Absolutely.
This don't feel right.
So what I want to do is I want to refer back to the foundation of scripture. Okay. Amos 3:3 again says, can two walk together unless they have agreed to do so? So what we're sharing with you is, with everything else that you're considering when you're getting to know somebody, don't fail to pay attention to whether or not you two are in sync, whether or not y'all are meeting each other halfway and you're going the same pace. You got the same intentions. You're going at the same speed.
In the
You're
same direction.
in the same direction. You're in agreement on things. You're speaking about things together, not to say, well, I've always done it this way. I've always done. You're speaking in a way of understanding the other person so y'all can work to an equal medium to where you say, well, let's do it this way. This is a little bit of you, a little bit of me. And if we can bind it together, would it look like this? Okay, yeah, I think so. Okay, you think so? All right, cool. Let's do this. You want to work on that because that's a continuous thing.
Yeah.
It's like, and when we was starting to study this and starting to talk about it, one of the things Jill and I talked about just amongst ourselves was like when you go dancing.
Yeah.
Say you go dancing and you meet somebody, okay? But it's the first time y'all met and it's the first time y'all are going to dance on the floor. In the very beginning, yeah, you might know how to dance. That other person might know how to dance. But are y'all in sync? Are y'all producing any type of rhythm together? Probably not at the beginning of the song. But towards the end of the song, you're kind of getting a little feel for each other. Now, if it's really getting good, then one of you or both of you probably thinking, well, I hope another song come on that we both like so we can stay out here because this is starting to feel better. But in the beginning, you had to kind of make some adjustments. You had to kind of pay attention to how the other person was moving and say, okay, I got it. Okay, now I can move this way. Okay, you got to work on it. It's something that you both have to participate in. It's not a one-sided thing.
But take it a step backwards. Go a few steps backwards. Suppose you at the homecoming dance and the guys see you from across the room. You see him across the room. Y'all see each other, and he leaps across the dance floor and grabs you and pulls you on the dance floor. He doesn't even know if you're interested in getting to know him. You might have connected with your eyes, but a man that does not come and ask you to, be considerate about, he don't know if your feet hurt. He doesn't know if you feel uncomfortable in your dress, but to not go over and get to know you first before bringing you on before asking you to dance. And at that point, if your feet hurt, he can even say, you can hold on to me. Man, that's attractive. Like, I got you. We're gonna get, and then you get on the dance floor. But what is happening, and I can't just say it for men because there's women who are doing the same thing. And let me tell y'all something. I cannot let this video go by without saying this. So say you meet somebody, man or female, it can go either way, whether a man meets a female or female meets a man. And one of you is uncomfortable, but you're going to try to, because it may be you're not attracted to that person, but you're going to try to give it a chance. I'm at least get to know them. But the other person is very aggressive, whether it's the man or the woman. They're very aggressive. Let me tell you how the enemy is working these days, because he will send a prophet to come and say, that's your husband or that's your wife. At that point, you don't want to disappoint God. You don't, so you will get in a situationship if you don't know how to try the spirit by the spirit. Because if it's not already confirmed in your spirit that that's the person, oh, you about to mess your whole life up. The enemy is cunning. And so you've got to respect people. You've got to respect people, and you cannot override their will. Whether it's the person that God has for you, sometimes it takes a minute to get to really, for them to get to know you. It takes a minute. And if you really, eventually you're going to either get a sync or you're not. But you shouldn't force it. And if you feel uncomfortable from the beginning, if something doesn't sit right in your spirit, pump your brakes and don't be afraid to. And don't be afraid to say, no, I don't accept your ring. No, I don't accept your proposal. Don't be afraid to say it. I can't do it. Now we can get to know each other a little bit more, but I'm not going to accept your ring. No, I'm not. And same with the man, because women are famous to say, God said you my husband. God said, and the men know. Men was like, well, God ain't tell me. Like, nah, you crazy. And so you look at pace. Look at how somebody is moving faster and more aggressively than you are. That's a red flag.
Yeah. And are they trying to consider where you are, what you want, what makes you feel good, what makes you feel comfortable? Are they trying to include you, or are they just doing this and not even caring whether or not you're comfortable or not?
That's a whole nother level of selfishness.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens all the time. All the time.
So
all
look,
the time.
Tell us what you think.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think. Is this resonating with anybody? Tell us what you think.
Yeah. If for a lot of you, it's going to be confirmation. It's going to be confirmation.
Yeah. Because I've been saying, some things lately, and I want to keep saying them, but I'm not going to use it on this video. I'm just going to say this. When you're getting to know somebody, again, don't just look at the attraction. That just opened the door. That just gave you the introduction. Look and see if there's a connection. Look and see if you guys are in sync or trying to create the rhythm together.
Share values, share core beliefs.
Absolutely. Showing appreciation for one another, respecting one another,
attraction,
considering one another's feelings and desires and wants and needs.
Yes. Don't be afraid to say no. Maybe down the road, can't promise you that, but it's a no. It's a hard no right now.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to say no.
So with that being said, we pray this sends you back to God.
Yes.
And what his word says about your personal situation.
Yes.
And with that being said, we look forward to seeing you guys in our next video.
Yes. Peace.